This is the new, first ever RAV4 plug-in hybrid. It is the 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime, and just like prime rib, it's so good. Especially that corner piece on the prime rib, so good. Sorry, vegan friends. This RAV4 Prime can do up to 67 kilometers in pure EV, and it actually can. I tested it. And that range is more than enough for your real life scenarios. I mean, it fully covers my daily commute, so that's awesome. And if your commute is longer, well, the XSE model with a 6.6 kilowatt onboard charger can go from empty to full in just 2.5 hours. And I tested it on my Flow Home X5 connected charger. It took exactly 2.5 hours and it was good to go. But it's not only eco-friendly. With a 302 combined horsepower, it can hit 100 kilometers an hour in 6.5 seconds. That's pretty crazy. This is no slouch, that's for sure. Powering this unique RAV4 are two EV motors and a petrol engine. They're mated to an eCVT transmission. It is all-wheel drive, and the battery pack can hold 18.1 kilowatt hours of juice. The petrol engine is a 2.5-liter dynamic force engine with a compression ratio of an insane 14:1. It makes 177 horsepower and 165 pound-feet of torque. The front EV motor makes 179 horsepower and 199 pound-feet of torque, while the one in the rear makes 53 horsepower and 89 pound-feet of torque. Now, don't go ahead and add all these numbers because that's not how it works. Everything has its own graph and it depends where they meet and all that stuff. So don't add anything up. That's not how it works. Total combined horsepower is 302. We don't have a combined torque figure because who knows why. It's probably around 300, 350. Nevertheless, you just need to know all that so you have an idea how everything works. You have a ton of driving modes, which basically tell the car how to use that electricity, but even in complete auto EV mode, like hybrid mode, it's smart enough to optimize the drive. And to be honest, it has so good acceleration on battery power alone that you're very rarely gonna make it go to giddy up mode where everything powers on to get you going. I mean, my overall EV ratio was pretty close to 100. And okay, I didn't drive that much like on petrol, but you know what? It's very possible that you can drive this like almost at 100% EV mode. It's very doable. Performance is great, and the CVT transmission works well in this case, as you don't really hear that much. When driven in hybrid mode, with no EV range left, it still manages to only use about 8 liters per 100 kilometers, which is fantastic. Personally, I actually had to deplete the batteries on purpose and then start driving it in hybrid mode just to give you that figure, because honestly, with a 67 kilometer range, I very rarely dipped my finger in petrol. But yes, I have a really good flow charger at home, so I was plugging in all the time. So the Drivetrain is perfect for 2021 as it gives you great performance, a very smooth and quiet ride, happy trees, and a flexible range. Magnificent! The rest is a good old RAV4. I really like how it looks. This one is the XSE, so it's the loaded model. It sits on very pretty 19-inch wheels. It has good-sized brakes. This color is also popping. It has adaptive LED headlights, and it's rugged enough to be called an SUV. Ground clearance is 210 millimeters or 8.3 inches. The approach angle is 18.6 degrees, and the departure angle is 21.4. It can also tow up to 2,500 pounds or 1,133 kilos, and that's good enough for a hybrid with a CVT, so you can pull your jet ski or an ATV or a boat or whatever. Inside, it's very well put together, the materials are not bad, and with the 5,655 XSE Premium Technology package, well, you get a lot of stuff, starting with a very crappy heads-up display. I mean, my vision is 20/20, and I just cannot focus on that thing. Like, it's making me feel like I have astigmatism. So just don't bother. The rest, however, is very nice. You get a very good JBL audio system, ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel and front seats, heated rear seats, which heat the bottom and the back. Perfecto. You get a nice panoramic moonroof, wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also have the Toyota Safety Sense 2.0 system on board, which has all the collision mitigation systems, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and blind spot monitors. You also get a very nice rear view camera. It's high definition, it's pretty clear to be honest, However, the backup camera is very low res, and despite having the 360 view and the car in the right color, it still leaves a bitter taste at the end. Roominess is awesome. The seats are very comfy, however they could use a little bit more thigh support. The driving position is correct, and visibility is really good. The rear seats offer good legroom and headroom. 3 adults will fit with ease, and the trunk, at 945 liters to the ceiling, is a very good size. The only funny thing is that this car can hit 100 kilometers an hour quicker than it can close its own trunk, because it's pretty slow. The suspension has been tuned to favor comfort, which is a very good thing, thank goodness. Over bumps, it's very comfortable, and also being an electric car most of the time, it's very quiet, so the last thing you need is a bumpy suspension making noise and ruining the whole thing for you. In the corners, it's as capable as it needs to be, which is not that sporty, but again, that is not an issue as this is a nice family-oriented vehicle. The steering feels okay, it's safe, it's sure-footed, it will understeer and lean when pushed, but for 2021, Toyota has revised the VSC system, which is the Vehicle Stability Control, because this car used to fail the Moose test they do in Sweden. So for 2021, they revised it, now it passes the Moose test, so that big old animal is alive. The Swedes are happy. They've gone back to, doing whatever they do. The one thing that bugs me a little bit is that when you plug it into charge, I haven't found a menu that shows you the charging information, like when it's going to be done or the charging rate it's actually using. I mean, thankfully, my Flow charger shows me, so I didn't need to know, but still, it's a little bit of a miss. Also, a very interesting thing is the instrument cluster has 3 needles. 2 of them sit below the 0 mark when you power the car off. However, one of them sits at the one that says off. So it's kind of interesting how, they don't agree between them. It's funny. Does it matter? Absolutely not. The one thing I do want to complain a little bit about, though, is the brake pedal feel. It needs a very firm squeeze until it causes adequate bite. I mean, there's a pretty smooth transition between regen and brake calipers, so you don't really feel like a step in the braking, but it does get, you have to get used to a little bit. It's not the easiest pedal to figure out, and you can get scared in the beginning thinking that the brakes are not working enough, but then you just stab on the pedal and everything is back to normal. From 100 kilometers an hour, this came to a complete stop in 44 meters, which is not bad. Prices in Canada for the XSE RAV4 Prime start at $51,590. As tested, this one is $57,245. Overall score is 8.5 out of 10. This is a highly recommended vehicle, probably one of the smartest buys nowadays if you can find one, as we hear supply is a bit short. So that's pretty much it for the RAV4 Prime. Great vehicle. Hope you like this video. Please share it with your friends, press the like button, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly though, till next time, be well.
Perfect.